seem very in love, true or false?
I mean, we met because he picked up a little piece of paper I dropped. He's flirting with you, and then it turns out he's a different guy and he's a crazy, hysterical mystery. I told him, you have all the qualities that I would like or that I like. However, it's a shame you're so young because otherwise you would be my younger man. Then I told him I find it very uncomfortable to be in different hotels.
More and more older women are with younger guys.
Amoroso. Many of you come to me because you are going through or have just gone through a breakup, a divorce, or a heartbreak. And a lot of what I hear is that you've lost hope in love, that love doesn't exist, that it's not for you. But today, I bring living proof of the opposite. Andrea Legarreta for the second time. Welcome. How are you?
Very well. And
I think not as well as you. Oh,
I guess so. You're happy?
I'm very well.
That's good.
Fine.
hey, a year ago, yes, when you were here with us, you weren't doing so well. You were still a bit more in the process of rebuilding, right?
Yes, that's right.
And today, what changed?
Well, a lot of things have changed in the past year, Johnny Abraham.
3 tattoos to start with.
3 tattoos.
What do they say?
Well, I'll tell you, the thing is, I am that person. The older I get, the more I realize you should never say never. Well, I used to say, no way. Of course, I'm never going to get a tattoo. I mean, no, no, no. It's now rare to find someone without one. Those people are special. I used to say no. And then my daughter, Nina, learned how to tattoo. And then she told me, she's adorable and the perfect manipulator. And then, like, Mom, what do you think about being the first person I tattoo? And I was like, no, that's not going to happen to me. Look, what do you think if we do something, I don't know, like something about my grandma? I told Nina, no, that's not happening. This was a Saturday, both of us at home in pajamas.
I was like,
What? Are you bored? Or what? Yeah. But if you were to get one, let's say one that had to do with my grandma, what would you get? Only if you were to get one. And I was like, well, I said, do you remember the Princess and the Frog?
Uh-huh.
There was a firefly who was a little firefly gentleman who was in love with Evangeline. Evangeline was a little star up in the sky, and everyone said, well, that's my interpretation. That interpretation. So they said, this guy is crazy. I mean, that's not a firefly, it's a star. So then they come. The villain steps on it, and it dies. Then you see its little soul leave and go to the star, right next to the star. Both begin to twinkle, proving his Evangeline was real.
Okay.
So I told him, I would like a little star like Evangeline to be my mom. There, and she arrives with a sheet of paper. Okay, which one of these do you like? I told Nina I wasn't going to do any of that. She replied, yes, yes, which one do you like? Let's say I did it for you. And I said, well, this one. Okay, so we left, and suddenly she told me, come on, and pulled me along. She did everything for you. And then she does hand poke, which is like with the needle. I mean, it's not a machine, it's more like the old-fashioned way.
Okay.
I take the little sheet, add ink, and tap repeatedly. She did Evangelina for me. Wait, Evangeline. What is this little star? That's my mom, but it was mine.
Okay, and very pretty.
Turned out very pretty.
And is it permanent?
Yes.
Let's see, show them there. It's a tattoo, okay.
Permanent network.
And was that your first tattoo?
That was my first tattoo. And I told her, you're not going to do anything anymore. Don't come with your stuff. That's it. I mean, honestly, in a way, I also did it for her.
okay.
I mean, I said, how nice that she can say that the first tattoo she ever did was on her mom.
Sure, that's lovely. Like a good mom, you gave in.
You gave what you could.
If it's small, you can cover it with your watch or something. Or just leave it uncovered if it's nice.
Uh-huh.
And then we went on a trip to French Polynesia. So over there, well, all the natives or the vast majority of the people there have tattoos. And from a very young age. But they're tattoos that are more like tribal ones, Or yes, with local motifs. like flowers or a tiki. So he said, I want my dad, you, and me to get one here. No, I'll go with you. No. Well, if you got one, I'd get one. Oh my gosh. So I saw a lot of Lucianeras. No, not Lucianeras, dragonflies. So I picked one which was really small. I don't know what. And this man did the tattoo for me. But he draws it for you. I mean, he doesn't make a stencil, he draws it directly on your skin. Then I told him, why not put all three together for Mia, Nina, and me? And honestly, I wasn't very happy. They're really well done. But for my taste, they're too big. But here's the second one.
Okay, the Lucianeras, the dragonflies.
Yeah.
Okay, can you see them there?
And it hurt.
No.
Those really hurt you.
Wow, it was with a machine.
And Nina's didn't hurt as much.
Nina's didn't hurt as much.
Okay.
And then I said, well, since they say they should come in odd numbers, I have a phrase that I always use that has really stuck with me. And when I'm not doing well, I say, relax, one day at a time. One day at a time. That's my phrase. One day at a time.
Traps. Trap.
Then he put it here for me.
Beautiful.
And you see that
And he wrote it very nicely. Let's see.
it looks like typewriter font. Do you see?
I wrote it very beautiful.
Because I can't see. That's all I do. It's an act of faith. It says, yeah. Here's what I do. I told him to leave it to me. I feel it like Braille and then I can read it.
Beautiful. So it turned out he does know how to tattoo well.
He knows how to tattoo well. She usually gives it to me. My girls are like a coin purse.
And those tattoos, did you get them? I mean, it's like you're in a new phase because I can see you have such a beautiful energy. Since you arrived here on set, I see you very happy. I see you daring to do things you've never done before, like getting a tattoo. We see you very much in love. True or false?
Well, yes, and I'm especially happy because sometimes we don't give ourselves a chance to live. I mean, we don't give ourselves a chance. It's the fear of what people will say. It's a lot of things. Me too, that's one of the never things I used to say.
You know, now that you mention it, in the last episode, maybe we can even make a montage of. I asked her, hey, would you be open to a relationship or something? And she said, never say never.
You told me about dating someone younger. Look, because I remember I told you that maybe younger people did look for me more.
Yes, that's true.
I don't remember exactly, but yes, something like that. You are very nice.
Very good.
So I said, it's just that I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much, maybe a little younger, but not that young.
Uh-huh.
And never say never.
Never.
That's my next tattoo.
Hey, well, let's go before I spoil what I already know. Yeah, you'll see.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit. How was your life after the last time we saw you, when you were already completely single after your divorce? You started this process. You told us about of rebuilding yourself. And what happened then? Did you start dating people or opening up, or what happened that led you to what you're about to tell us?
Look, I'm going to tell you. To me, it took me, it really took me 3 years from the separation until I started seeing Luis, like to really accept being with someone. I mean, before him, because also, I'm going to tell you about it right now. He and I had been friends for almost 11 years. And then he became a friend of the family because he joined as a collaborator. And he's also a specialist in the fitness world. He joined when we were opening Commando, which are workout studios that have grown a lot. And what? Were there certain requirements for the people, for the instructors, for the people who worked there? Above all, knowing a lot about the fitness world. And, well, he had all the qualities, and that's why I recommended him. I mean, I told them, well, take a look at him. I told him, if you're interested, talk to them, including Eric and Pico, I mean, with the partners. And so that's how it stayed.
So he was already someone you knew and a friend of yours.
Yes.
Okay. 11 years, you told me yes, right?
I mean, we met because he picked up a little piece of paper that I dropped in a shopping mall, okay? And I went into a store and he came in and said to me, hey, you dropped this paper. A receipt or whatever. And then, oh, thank you so much. And he says to me, you're my uncle's friend. So I said to him, really, who's your uncle? And he says, Pepillo Origuel. I'm Luis Carlos Origuel. My dad and my uncle, well, and Pepillo are brothers. And then I told him, I have the first photo we took together from the day we met. I said, let's send Pepillo a photo. And that's how. And thank God it wasn't a boy.
We want to see that photo. We didn't send it for the post yet.
I'm going to show it.
And then there.
And then we started talking. I asked him, what do you do? And then he told me, back then he played soccer. And he was, well, he was like in the belts. I don't know where. And he had already studied business administration and everything, but he always loved sports. And so I had to work while I was training, and I worked at a fitness studio in that mall. So he was leaving and saw that I dropped the paper, and that's it.
And he gave it to you.
But
They took the photo, sent it, and wished you well.
I imagine, I told her, you know, we're around there at a fitness studio. And I think you have the qualities to be there. If you're interested, it's going to be amazing because it looked like it was going to be amazing. And yes, it really has been a success. And he, for many years, was one of our star coaches at the place.
Okay.
I mean, he was the kind of person where people, you know, you would usually check which studio is closest to you sometimes. But here people would check which one Luis Carlos was going to be in.
Okay.
Because he really does it very well. He is a great teacher. He takes care of you. He makes sure you don't get hurt. He is very respectful, very good. And well, then things change direction a little bit. And well, now there's someone missing who isn't here.
Okay.
But there was a lot of friendship there because he's a great guy. He's very warm. He's very polite.
In what way were you friends? I mean, how did you become friends or even closer friends?
It changed because he became close friends with several people there, including those from Commando. And when someone had a party, we all went. Or if it was Eric's birthday, we all went. And we always liked him a lot. I mean, he became friends with the family and also with other friends we have in common there at the command.
Obligatory question, not because I think it, but we have to address it. Was there ever any flirting, any contact, anything like that?
I mean, honestly, I personally thought he was very handsome. And so, but the truth is, no, there wasn't any flirting or anything like that. He is honestly very respectful, a gentleman, really. Such a fine person. I mean, never anything. And then, well, he also had a certain friendship with Eric. So like, no. Even after we broke up, we started spending a lot more time together. And we would go out to concerts and things. But still, nothing. I mean,
we basically filed it away in our minds as we get along well. Obviously, the beauty is noticeable, but there's no attraction or desire or anything, and we're friends. And that's how it was for 11 years.
Well, it's like we did put this there. I mean, I don't know why. But anyway, look, I'm very playful. And later on, after we were apart, I would joke around with him or things like that. I mean, yeah, when you had already sometimes I would joke around with him. But nothing over the line. I would just compliment him or say things to him.
Okay.
Right? But no more.
And then you say he was also on your show, right?
He's been doing it for years now.
Okay.
I mean, he's been on Hoy since Magda Rodriguez was there. And he's still there now with Andrea. At some point, they did a reality show called El Reto 21. So they needed specialists in the fitness world. And among them, Luis Carlos was there. And before that, he had also been the instructor for the sports section. And well, at the same time, he also trained in hosting, did another sports show. And now he's with Esteban Arce. So after he finished the hosting courses, he's with. They called him. They saw several of his classmates and all, and he was one of the ones they called to host.
I mean, in a way, their paths always kind of cross. Okay. Now, we don't want so much context. We want the juicy gossip.
Sí.
We want to know when that spark and flirting start and how you begin to see each other differently. And the first date, right? I mean, that too.
Yes.
Come on, Andrea.
Well, it turns out that, so like before, I invited him to the wedding of Marta Carrillo's daughter.
Okay.
It was in Tepoztlan.
Uh-huh.
So I said, well, yeah, I mean, why not? It's fun. It's not like he's a drunk or anything. I mean, he's awesome. He's my friend. I trust him. The thing is also that with him, there's a lot of trust because we've known each other for so long. It's not like, oh, you're going to turn out to be some nasty surprise. He's flirting with you. And then it turns out he's a different guy, or he's a crazy hysteric, or he's a jerk, or he's nothing. I mean, I always knew he was a great person. He's a great person.
But then here we can see that you were the one who took the initiative.
I mean, I told him, come on. Well, we had already gone to some places together, like Guanajuato. He's from León, because I was the godmother at the same event for Pepillo. So his family was there, and some of my relatives who lived there also went. My cousin, my aunt.
Oh, then they started connecting more and more.
Yeah, I mean, we went out a lot.
Alone.
Alone or with the people from there afterwards.
Uh-huh.
After we split up, but with the girls, we would go eat. I mean, they've known him since childhood. And, sometimes with other friends. I mean, just friends. You know. But, well, a handsome friend is also dangerous. It's dangerous. Although I remember that once I told him, Nina and I, my daughter, the younger one, were talking in the car. We picked her up, got her some sugar, and planned to have ice cream. And so Nina and I were talking. Hey, we were saying that without a doubt, he's one of our favorite men in life.
Okay, your daughter and you.
Uh-huh. That's what we were saying. And then, well, later I told her, oh, Nina and I were talking about that. Suddenly, I don't know, maybe you just throw it out there to see what kind of face she makes. And then I told him, I said, you have all the qualities that I would like or that I like. However, it's a shame you're so young because otherwise you would be my boyfriend.
Come on! Straight to the jugular, to the heart.
Huh. And he went silent
This was before the wedding.
before. And he went quiet and we started laughing and that was it. Yeah. Or sometimes I'd say to my daughters, thanks. Oh, what a shame that. It's too small for me and too big for you.
You wanted him in the family.
Sometimes, yes. I mean, because I would say it's just that it's like a what just happened.
He said that it's kind of my extinction. And then I said to him, hey, do you want to come? Do you want to be my +1 at Martita's wedding? At Martita's wedding. And at first he said, yes, I think so. Time went by and the date was getting closer. I said to him, hey, please let me know. Because, well, if not, I need to know what to do. I'll just invite someone else. It's not that easy to invite people. Also, I mean, it's going to be in Tepoztlan, that the wedding, that it's free.
Nothing had happened up to that point. Nothing.
I swear to
A little hand. I swear to you,
No little leg. I swear, nothing.
I had nothing to lose by telling you, oh, well, yes, once.
I thought. I mean, it was quite an initiative, a leap.
But a lot of people really did think we had something. When he and I were together, we communicated a lot. People would ask how, but it was the same in Guanajuato. He himself, I think, would say, and he did, and Martita Carrillo would tell Figueroa, I feel like they have something, but why won't they tell me? I already knew. Well, no. I mean, yes, we had all that, but there was no physical contact.
Okay.
Not even my sweet talk.
Just the one you told us about, which was very direct. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. And he didn't respond at all.
I mean, he laughed because, well, yes, he laughed. I mean, and he's kind of hesitant. But like I said, at the same time, there was also the other side. I mean, thinking that even though he was my friend, in some way, he also became friends. Not the best, but with him. So that part weighed on him.
Of course, he thought about it a lot.
Uh-huh. And then there were about 3 or 4 days left. And I said to him, hey, what's up? Yes or no? Just so I know what to do, or if I should just go with my friends and that's it. So he tells me, it's just that my cousins were telling me about Formula One. I said, well, just tell me, because okay. He told me he'd check. Then later called to say he was going. And then I said, and then that's when I felt a pit in my stomach. I mean, because I said,
Something is gonna happen here. If not, yes.
Because it's a destination wedding.
Yeah.
They hadn't even talked about where they were going to sleep or anything.
yeah. I had booked a room at a hotel.
Okay.
And he was at a different hotel, one owned by a friend of his. So I told him later, the truth is, it's really uncomfortable for me to stay in different hotels.
No, no, no. A round of applause for Andrea. A round of applause. A round of applause. You're incredible. I love it. Okay? Uh-huh.
It's not awkward yet. Tell me the truth.
When someone's interested, it's obvious. Period.
It's not awkward yet. Yes.
Yes. Super awkward, Andrea.
Right, Cord?
Yes, Andrea. No team. Yes, that's why, of course. Support me. Uh-huh.
I mean, honestly, I was telling her, if we're only going to get there just in time to change, then go straight to the ceremony. So I let you go to a hotel? I don't know. Then I take you somewhere else. I don't know. And that's just awkward, as I told her.
Yeah.
So,
Translation.
But that's tradition. I told him I'm not going. I want you there with me. No,
I told him I would move to his hotel.
We have some comments about this episode, please.
So this hotel also had, I've never stayed in glamping before, and I've always wanted to. And so it's like a little tent style house, but nice, with air conditioning. It's beautiful. And it turns out that when we arrived, her room was all the way at the top. I mean, stairs, and mine was all the way at the bottom. But that didn't stop us. No, wait. So I told him go. I mean, he went with the guy with the suitcases and everything. He said, this is all the way down. I'll come get you as soon as I change. I can help you if you're wearing heels since it's an uphill walk with rocks and stairs and it's really far, like a mountain, you know? So when I go down, it turns out I couldn't close the 3 back buttons. My back was exposed and there were only 3 buttons here. And then I said, hey, can you help me with the buttons? But I really was embarrassed. I swear I was embarrassed. And then he says to me, yes, of course. And when he starts to button up, that's when you felt it.
What did you feel?
that's when I said, hey, I even covered my arms so he couldn't see my goosebumps. Well, goosebumps, I mean, I felt alive. I said, oh yeah, I'm still alive. I'm still breathing. That's how it was. Is it hot in here? Just me. We both felt that way. I stopped calling.
So then she helped me with the dress. We got into the car. We went to the ceremony. And when a friend arrived, she tells me, she's an older friend of mine. Asked me, is he your boyfriend? And I told her, no. And she says to me, how come not? And I told her, no, seriously, no. She says to me, but you give off couple vibes. And I was like, well, no. And wouldn't you like to? And I said, well, yes, but he's really young. So what?
Is she your age?
Older. And he says to me, so. And I said, well, it's just that, plus my aunt had already told me. My aunt knows him and cares about him a lot. And she would tell me, it's just that you two adore each other. And I said, yes, and I told her, but he's very young. And what's wrong with that, Andrita?
I said I wasn't sure since I'd never considered dating someone younger.
And then she told me, well, he doesn't care. My friend told me. She and he both went to the bathroom. Don't you think he was there? She went to the bathroom and said he doesn't care. I don't know what he does care about. You shouldn't care. She tells me, you only live once. And you've been alone for a long time. You've been very sad. I mean, she was trying to convince.
Let me pause here. You said life is only one, and you mentioned it last time too.
Yes.
I mean, I think it was a perfect match with your desire and passion for living. It reminded you of something.
Yes. Yes. And then,
She tells me, okay. She tells me tonight. Not thanks to her and me.
How could you think that? Okay.
And that's it. And then we were dancing happy. Everything. Everyone was looking at us. I mean, but you guys are, you're a couple. He's your boyfriend. He's your dad. Like that, all the time.
What did you say? No, not at all.
No, we would just laugh. And then, well, a little mezcal, just a small one. A small one, please. Just a little bit for me. Because I don't like getting drunk. I dislike both drunk people and getting drunk. I mean, being a little tipsy is okay up to that point. And that's fine. Because honestly, I do have fun without alcohol, right?
No, really, it's confirmed. We love your personality.
I mean, I'm fine with all five senses. The truth. So, and then I think that when you're drunk, you take a lot of risk and do a lot of things that suddenly it's not that cool. And like little by little, little by little. And so like both of them, he's also like her. Well, he's her person, right? And sometimes he has some wine or things like that, but not because he was drunk. I was the drunk one there. We danced all night. For example, he's a really good dancer. And me, will I go along? I'm not much of a dancer or into partying, but we danced, laughed, and hung out in the kitchen at that age. And that's it. And when we came back, we sat down to watch a bonfire there in that spot that was dark. And we just stayed there kind of off by ourselves in a place that's sort of in between, not in one or the other. Their closeness mattered.
It was very important. Okay.
Suddenly, they started judging us.
Oh, how nice. Around a campfire.
How lovely. There. With El Teposteco as a witness.
Okay.
Oh, it doesn't give you much life. And since then, at some point, well, especially, I'm not going to share too many other details.
Yeah, no.
But then there was a point when I told him, hey, I keep thinking about my age, about yours, and mind you, he had already told me certain things that I asked him, like about family, kids, and so on. And yes, at least for now, I don't know about tomorrow, but as of today, he had already told me, no,
So what?
that he didn't want to have kids. Or I don't know, as an aside.
A while ago.
You said we separated. He's separated too.
No,
He's single. Yes, he never got married.
no,
He didn't have children.
no. And so, well, for me, that part was also important because I have already experienced many things. So in a conversation we had some time before, I told him, look, please, I adore you with all my heart, but don't feel obligated to me. Live your life, do your things. I mean, I don't want you to feel like there's an obligation to me. And I told him with a bit of sadness, but honestly, I mean, you can't be so selfish either, right? And then we left the next day, and the day after that, I told him, you know what? Letting No, but yes, because I'm sweating. No, I hope it's just the room.
It's the place. It's the place. Don't worry.
You
I'm gonna tell you. I told myself, look, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't have anything going on with anyone. I mean, I'm not making out with anyone. No, much less anything else. And thinking about it, I wouldn't like it either. You know? Well, you do, huh? Honestly. So then he went with my best friend. Do you want exclusivity? And I told him, well, for me, I'm no longer willing to keep quiet about what I feel and what I want. Yes. Yes. If you don't agree, I totally understand, and it's no big deal. And I'm the best ex, and I'm the best. It's okay. I mean, no, if you don't agree, I understand, and I support you. I'm just telling you what I want. I told him to think about it, and he agreed. That's when he gave me a sign. And that's it. And that's been going on since then.
What did he tell you then?
Yes, that.
Okay.
I mean, well, he didn't think anything.
Said, yes, I want that too. Okay.
And from there,
And from there, pretty much October. And
Very good.
since October, officially, We already said it in January, we said it. But then he asked me to be his girlfriend.
As it should be, a gentleman.
Look how beautiful it was.
Beautiful.
Because, well, we obviously kept going, right? Just living our lives and everything. And we made our own Christmas dinner. So then I shared it with Eric because it was kind of obvious. I think everyone was saying, I think she's seeing someone. And he and I had agreed that when we had a relationship that was important to us, we would share it with each other. My daughters told me, he already asked me.
My dad.
Yes.
My dad asked me. And then, and he said to me, do you know him? Yes. And who is he? Ask her. And then just like that, one day I said to him, hey, Baldi, I've even asked the girls, guess what? Well, yes. And he says to me, really? I said, yes. And he says, and who is it? And I said to him, you really have no idea. He paused for a moment and asked me, Luis Carlos?
And I said, yes.
The chemistry was obvious, even though nothing was happening between them then.
Even though they were sure it was about me.
Uh-huh.
And then he says to me, Luis Carlos? And I said, yes. And he says, you have no idea how happy that makes me.
What truth?
He tells me he's a great guy, literally. He said, I adore him. And what worried me was that you might be with someone who wasn't cool, who didn't value you, someone who wasn't nice, who wasn't a good person.
Hey, credit to Eric, right? Right?
No. What? I mean, of course, we hugged. I mean, it was really nice. And well, in the end, I think that's what he and I want. People have a hard time understanding that there's good vibes between us, that there's a different kind of love,
Of course.
that we travel together and maybe our partners can't come with us at that moment. Plan to do it that way during Holy Week. But I mean, a lot of people say, no, they've probably gotten back together. Or like, no, this thing of they must be really like open-minded. No, I mean, look, why would I break up with someone when there's nothing between us as a couple? With whom, honestly, neither he nor I have anything. We don't want to be together as a... Why do you break up? Why do you end a relationship?
Of course. And also, as we said last time on the podcast, they have a lot in common with their daughters.
Yes, and the truth is that we really do love each other. And there are people who say that, right? That it's absurd, that we're ridiculous, that they don't believe us, that they make up stories that he and I were in a contract marriage. And now I'm supposedly with someone who's also just another contract, right? I mean, why do people feel the need not to believe that it really is possible? That there really is a great relationship between the exes and that as a family, we love each other. When I met Geraldine, I actually already knew her for a while because she was a friend of one of his friends from several years ago. And when I saw her again, I was really happy. Why? Because I see that she's a great girl for him. And listen, as of today, I mean, I can tell you, I'm very happy. I told him that once too. I told Luis Carlos, I think in all the time you've known me, you haven't seen this happy look on my face before. I mean, I have many reasons to be happy, but being happy when you're in love gives you a different look. I feel.
Yes.
And I told him I hadn't seen that face of yours either. I mean, both of us, even though he might have had his own stories. And well, I had mine. Together. Today, we are very happy.
What will happen next? What's up with the age difference?
Well, I don't know. I'm not thinking about it anymore. Why?
But you have a beautiful tattoo that sums that up. One day at a time.
One day at a time.
Because if you don't, anxiety wins, social pressure wins. Here, before I kind of spoil all that, I'd like to... You already answered one question that naturally came to me. What's up with him, Edith, in this equation? And applause for someone who is just as mature as you. And both of you are loving each other from a different place, even with your new partners. But there's a very common topic nowadays, currently, that people are asking about, which is, what's up with more and more older women being with younger guys?
Yes.
Not underage, just younger than them, to be clear. You've already been here for about 6 or 8 months, so you already have some experience. What can you tell us that each of them finds in the other, right? What could you reveal to us about what you are discovering?
Look, honestly, I don't really have. I mean, I think if it were someone older, I don't want to. Actually, I think you make a connection. You connect with a person for many reasons, for how you think, how you feel, how you live. I mean, there has to be, I think there really have to be things in common, but also complement each other. I mean, that one person adds something to the other. I think that he and I also laugh a lot together. I mean, when I was going to see him as friends, I would get excited knowing I was going to see him. I mean, I felt really happy knowing I was going to see him.
You had a good time talking with Siempre.
And the conversation never ends. And the laughter, and without pretending, without the worry that it could be someone who might take advantage of you since you're a public person. Siempre is always discreet, always a gentleman. And every time I've met him, he's been very sweet. I mean, an attention, tension. Um, I've always known he was like that because I've known him for a long time. So if he's that gentleman who helps you, maybe some people don't care. But I think it's nice that he, the chair, the door, if your bag is heavy, he helps you. Awa! He asks you what you want to drink. And yes, if we're at home, suddenly he brings us snacks. Like Nina is like, wow, Nina! We go to the garden. We really enjoy being together. I insist, we met a long time ago, and I already knew it was an important connection. So what does he give me? He's not a kid, but he's not a little boy either, because he's a man.
How old is he? I mean, come on, Andrea, please.
I'm exactly 20 years older than him. Thank you.
Okay, that's a significant age difference.
Very,
Yeah?
very.
Okay.
This
Water for Andrea and a carajillo.
At the time, it made me say cheers, yes, cheers.
With the little guy.
This one is better. This one. And now I understand salud. Cheers.
Yes, it's an important difference, but it's nice that this connection exists. And were you going to say that now you understand?
Yes, I mean, people, human beings, we have a tendency to have a lot of opinions about other people's lives.
Yes.
About other people's stories, about other couples. There was even a journalist who said, Andrea, seriously, 20 years. I mean, with a judgment, it's just so easy to throw it out there like that, right? And it's like, why doesn't everyone just look within their own stories instead? Obviously, with time, I mean, if we think about the future, it's healthiest not to do it. When thinking about the future, you might say, oh my God, there will come a point. Because also, all things considered, well, I take care of myself and maybe my attitude, or I don't know, maybe I look younger. And he's really bearded. And I mean, when he smiles, he doesn't look young. He doesn't look young. He's not a young guy. I insist. However, you can't really notice a big age difference.
No. And your attitude, I'd like to mention for those unfamiliar with Andrea in other countries or seeing her for the first time, which is unlikely since she's been prominent for a long time. The truth is that those of us who know you, both on television and in person, especially in person, your attitude is something many girls of 20, 25, or 30 would love to have. You have ageless energy. That's very youthful, not immature, but very fresh. That's the word I wanted to use. And honestly, that's ageless. It has no age.
Yes, yes. Thank you. I think so too. Yes, I'm just very lively. Yeah. And like I said, I really enjoy life, sunsets, food, and music. I really appreciate life.
Yeah.
And the truth is that now that I'm living through this, the only thing I say is at 11:11, I make wishes. And among those wishes, I always ended by saying, I mean, I wish for my family.
So on.
I always ended by saying a beautiful love.
How nice.
And that's what I'm living right now. I mean, if this beautiful love comes in this package, well, obviously he's a hunk, right? He's handsome and everything you want. But the other day I was telling him, I mean, if you didn't have this shell, sometimes you just fall in love with souls. I'd still be in love with you for what's beyond the shell. Yes. I mean, I don't care if he's very handsome, but that's not it. I mean, this beautiful love right now is our story.
And the connection.
Yes, yes. And what do? Me, do I reject him? Do I despise him? Sometimes you're with someone your own age. Sometimes you're with someone older. Sometimes. And well, we lasted for what couples usually last. Eric and I lasted 23 years. I mean, I think it was a success story, not a failure. However, there are relationships that don't work out, even if they're the same age, have the same interests. There are things that go beyond that. And our story is very beautiful. And I feel very happy. And what will happen tomorrow? I'm not sure. And I don't know what will happen to me.
Cool.
Not even with a man who was in his 50s.
Or 70. By the way, Andrea, if we wanted to think about the future but without anxiety, let's think about it objectively for the people who are listening to us, who are or could be in these situations. If today were the last day of your life, the last one.
Yes.
Yes.
This episode would have ended before this last day of your life, and you would have been without this beautiful love for a long time. Would you still choose to live it again?
Of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that doesn't mean that if our story ends, I'm going to go around looking for guys 20 years younger than me. It's just that it's him.
I mean,
He was the one I connected with.
Of course.
But now I also know that you should never say never. That maybe I could connect with someone younger, and that could also be wonderful.
Of course.
Or not.
It's beautiful. And that shows us, number one, there's nothing more important in a couple than the emotional connection in all its aspects. The conversation, the laughter, the admiration, solving problems together, whatever you want. And also the fact that a beautiful love doesn't have to last forever to be beautiful. And you say it in a very, very objective way. It's like with Eric. I had a success story.
And a beautiful one.
And a beautiful one.
Different. Very different.
And that chapter ended. And now you're starting another beautiful love with someone else. And whether it ends or not, as we used to say, 100 years of happiness, the truth is that it's beautiful.
So how?
No, it's not that. How do you say no? It gets complicated, right? Whether it's the age, whether it's you, whether it's this, whether it's the sugar daddy, the sugar mommy, the sugar whatever. It's a beautiful love. Let them live it and learn and go live your own.
And what else? Why do you care about what happens in someone else's story? I mean, I think you have to turn and look at yourself and say, oh God, this happened. That's how it happened. Honestly, the way I see it, I think I loved him even before. But I mean, I have friends that I love and adore, and we were very careful. It's sad when people want to smear you and say, oh, ridiculous old woman. Oh, he looks like your son. Oh, I don't know what. But it's not like that. Ha 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 ha.
And you fall into the other trap.
It's not. I mean, I also have to give myself a break. I mean, everyone, everyone. If you're not, okay, if you're not happy, wow. You know what? Don't waste your time. I mean, don't waste your time. Because I feel that, for example, honestly, the thing between Eric and me should have ended a long time ago, but we kept fighting for it. Sometimes you keep believing, wishing, and that's nice too. And well, I have 2 daughters. We have 2 daughters. So you're there. But I knew that as a couple, neither of us was happy anymore. I mean, we were a great team, a good family, supporting our daughters, loving each other a lot, but we weren't a couple. So I can tell you to go back. If you're not an independent woman, get it together, and start fighting and start working hard. I mean, you're not useless, because sometimes we put ourselves down and think, no, I just can't. What am I going to do now? Oh no, but I don't know how to do anything. We all have to do something. The thing is for you to discover it. Become independent. Start working, earn your own money, and don't depend on anyone. So that when you're with someone, it's because you want to be, not because you can't support yourself or because you're thinking, how am I going to do this? Where am I going to live? Who is going to love me? Who am I going to be with? I'm going to be alone. Better alone. It's better to be alone. I had an amazing time alone. It was so joyful. But yes, it's what Odin once told me. If being with someone makes you feel better than being alone, then yes. But if being with someone makes you feel like you'd be better off alone, make the decision and be alone. Not just because you have someone to comfort you, to love you, someone who will look out for you or for whom you will look out. That you both have crazy desire for each other, that you have an amazing time in bed, that you kiss passionately, that you cuddle, that you laugh together. It's just that there's an age difference or a difference in jobs or money. I don't know. That's why it's better for women. If we're independent, we're with who we want to be with and enjoying what we want to enjoy.
Amen. Applause.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Bring the mezcals. Cheers. Bring them.
Just a little bit at a time.
No, with you, I'm already feeling the mezcal. I mean, I'm fascinated. Look, this is really important, and I want to go back to a few things. You have to choose from a place of wholeness, not from fear, not from dependence, not from lack. That goes for both men and women equally. Dos, second, make sure what you're feeling is true, love, not routine, monotony, social pressure, or damn, I'm not leaving because of the kids. That you are truly being a person first, a partner second, and eventually a father or mother. Because if you're just a father and mother and you forget about yourself and your partner, then that's not what you want in life. Yes, it's very hard. Yes, it's a lot of work. Yes, 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 yes.
But it's possible. Totally.
At what point, Andrea?
Mm-hmm.
Because here we have both polarities, right? Like this new 8-month relationship, even though you know the person, everything. But it seems like everything seems to be flowing from what I'm seeing. Like there's not much to adjust. I mean, you'll have your natural adjustments for sure. But it's like you fit together. That's what I'm perceiving.
We fit together very well.
And you fit together.
Here comes Bonavos. And even though I'm short, he's not.
I love you. I mean, this can't be. I mean, please look at the diary. Let's do a podcast together.
Hey.
Well, for those who didn't get it, Google it. Just Google. And on the other hand, you're talking to me about a relationship where for many years, in a way, you corrected me, but you forced things. Like you should have ended it already, and you kept trying. With these two experiences, where would you say you stop building and start just surviving the relationship?
I think what happens is that in the story of Eric and me, I insist, it was a story for which I am very grateful. It has been, it was we formed a beautiful family. We made a really, really great couple, supporting each other, being each other's cheerleaders. And suddenly, no, we didn't. I think work consumed us a lot. So the work of a musician is very different. I'm there every day I get up. There's a routine. But for musicians, for people who make art, who create, who compose, or who write, or whatever, suddenly they have their phases where they lock themselves away to work, to compose, to produce for others. I mean, sometimes you don't see it, but they're working a lot, and even much more than what I was doing. This is also triggered by the fact that many cruel people would say, since they didn't see him sometimes, that he's just living off someone else, a freeloader. It's awful. People can be awful. And it's not okay to say such mean things, right? So tell me what you were going to say. I like it. I knew you were going to add something.
Yeah, I mean, they project a lot about who they are and make judgments with a sense of superiority that if we looked at everyone's lives, including ours, no one could really speak with that kind of superiority. So be careful. And when you comment on something, make sure it's to add something, to question, to clarify doubts, or to learn or something like that. But we're no one to be talking about someone else's life.
No, and that really hurt her ego at the time. Because, of course, when you see, it's what I always tell my daughters. What is it that you're seeing? Beyond them saying all kinds of nonsense, ridiculous stories about me. I mean, you're a working woman. So, no, it's not that if a woman is doing well, it's because she's definitely her boss's lover. It's just that. Because it's always about belittling, devaluing, especially from women. Especially from women. I've been on television since I was 8 years old.
Right.
I mean, I've been told no many times, I've done a lot of auditions. You know, I've had a really hard time, and I've also done a lot of work and very successful soap operas. And in the end, it seems like a lot of people don't care about that. But then you realize that the only person it really needs to matter to is you. If others prefer to discredit you, well, that's their problem. But going back to Eric, then, Eric started working even harder, producing for other people and working on his own projects too. I mean, if we're talking about hardworking people, someone I admire as a professional, he's a man who prepares himself every day, does vocal exercises, and produces. He's like, I think now he's one of the most important entrepreneurs in the fitness world. He's always looking at other things, which are not only related to art, but he does the Cumbia Machine, which is a big show he does with the Sonoras, with very important people as a theater producer. I mean, but people, what do I do? For me, it's easier to despise him, discredit him, and make fun of him. And well, at the time, this kind of hurt, you know, because he got almost 100% involved. And honestly, I was almost 100% focused on my daughters.
Okay, so
Well, that's important. There's a point where where do you start to recover? You were saying earlier, at what moment?
at what moment do you say, that's it? There's no way. I mean, this can't be saved anymore. Kind of like that. Like, there's nothing left to build, and it's better to end it. And that's why I ask the question, like, damn, is it too much work that we have to do? Do we want to do it or not? Or is there really nothing left to do?
Well, that's it. We went to different kinds of therapy. We kept trying, loving each other a lot. When people saw us smiling and happy, it was true. It wasn't like, oh yeah, pretending or anything. No, really, there has always been a lot of love, I have to say it. Love can show up in many ways too. And when really after therapy, after different kinds of therapy, well, there was a moment when both of us, after a trip, realized that we were starting to feel tired of it all. A dangerous kind of exhaustion where you might make decisions that aren't the right ones, or maybe not treat each other so well or with as much respect. Just, you know, just like earth, swallow him or swallow her. I mean, that's it. Like, this is as far as it goes, honestly. And it had nothing to do with not being sure that we were good people or that we weren't attracted to each other physically or anything like that. It had nothing to do with that. It was simply that, well, yes, that it was over. No, we gave up. And it's sad to say, but we surrendered to acceptance and said, are you okay with this? Are you okay with this? Both of us agreed that we were no longer a couple and that it couldn't be saved anymore, and that staying there any longer was only going to hurt, and that there would be a lot of mutual loneliness. Being in a relationship can sometimes make you feel lonely.
Ugh. And that's the worst kind of loneliness, because you end up demanding things from the other person and you settle for crumbs and all that.
Asking someone, tell me, do things for me, pamper me.
Be thoughtful. I mean, there comes a point when you say no. I mean, the nice thing is that it comes naturally from one or the other, right?
Yes. And you know what? It's sad because we've all made the mistake in one relationship or another of wanting to change the other person.
Yes.
That says a lot about our own insecurities, our own projections. whatever you want to call it, but also that we're loving from a place of fear and the other person too. So what we have isn't love, it's control. It's like wounds clashing with each other. And now that I hear you, after going through a marriage, after having daughters, after struggling so much to keep that going, and you tell me, Johnny, it's just that we fit together perfectly in a natural way. It's because for me, and I hope for you all too, it gives us hope that when you let go of all that, you can enter into a relationship with someone and love genuinely again.
Yes,
And that's how it feels, I imagine, for you right now.
totally. And I'll also tell you something. Also, over time, the years of being alone, I told you about it and shared it with you. It also made me feel very insecure. I mean, not feeling pretty or not feeling desired, but then realizing that it has nothing to do with you, that it's not about you not being desirable or not being pretty or not looking pretty or whether someone else likes you. It's just that with your partner, it doesn't happen. Sometimes you tend to think that you are the reason, that maybe you're not enough, whatever you want to call it, pretty enough, young enough, attractive enough, whatever you want. Sometimes you feel like you're not enough. And when you suddenly find out, just imagine that, or imagine, yeah, that it's not just someone younger than you
But
who looks the way they do, who does what he does for a living. And the logic is that I should be drooling over him in terms of physical attraction. But to feel that in return,
of course.
it's like, what? I mean, it's hard. I mean, at first, it's like, is this real? Is this for real? I mean, does that look real? This desire to, I mean, is it real? Because it's beautiful. Because it's like saying, wow, of course, yes. I mean, it goes beyond that. I mean, do you sometimes think that other people want someone that looks perfect or that she's gorgeous, has a tiny waist, super fit, super young, with perfect hair, perfect skin, no wrinkles, no physical flaws? I don't know, whatever that means to you. And like, yeah, to feel this desire for someone and for it to be mutual. This is, I mean, it turns anyone on. Yeah. Well, I mean, like you say, I mean, actually, come on, put it on.
Luis.
I just think about it and I say no, but that's wonderful. And the problem is that women generally live with a lot of insecurities.
Yes.
When we truly understand, there's a movie I love that I think everyone has seen, Eat, Pray, Love.
Beautiful.
When they go to Naples and then they go eat a Neapolitan pizza. And then the girl says, the friend of Julia Roberts' character says, no, I've already eaten a lot. And well, in Italy, what do you expect? Going on a trip means you have to eat there. If not, don't go. Eating is part of the experience. I mean, this thing of I took out my lunchbox. No, life isn't like that. 100%.
I mean,
In a good way.
100%.
The woman tells her she already ate a lot, but the other insists, asking what's wrong with her. She says, maybe not those exact words, but that's how I understand it. Do you think a man would really tell you to get dressed and leave just because you have a few extra pounds when you undress? Like that. It's not like that. I mean, there are people who do see beyond that. And if the guy only sees that and wants perfection in your body, your waist, I don't know what, and you don't feel good, and he makes you feel uncomfortable, and he doesn't make you feel pretty, and he fills you with insecurities, and he doesn't compliment you, and he doesn't flirt with you, and you see that he doesn't desire you, well, you shouldn't stay there.
And there's something really beautiful that comes in, and it's how wonderful it is to be loved for who you are, that they don't want to change you, that they desire you as you are, with your extra pounds, with your fewer pounds, with whatever you have. People don't allow themselves to be seen. They're playing a character. They're caught up in their ego, in the performance. On dates, they lie on social media. When someone falls in love with them, they fall in love. They fall in love with the character. And when after a while the real person comes out with their colors, lights, and shadows, they don't want them anymore. So this is like a wake-up call that I want to make, like, show yourselves as you are. Obviously, try to work on yourselves, but don't pretend so that the person who loves you for who you are, and not to the edited version of yourselves on social media or on dates, right? Where we're all super polished, because that's not sustainable. That's not sustainable. You today, with this, so with this, what would you call this for you?
I mean, it's a gift. A gift.
Yes, I love it. You understood my question perfectly. And what greater gift is there than love, right?
Oof. Yes.
Today, to women who have gone through or are going through divorces, breakups, or these limiting beliefs that protect us. Like, I'm not going to try again. I'm too old. There's no one for me. The right person isn't in my life. What can we say to them? Clearly, there's already a lot that's been said. But what can we say to them? Because I don't want them to stay stuck in their pain and in their shell. I want them to try to open their hearts again.
Well, I mean, beyond just giving advice, what I feel is that we should start with ourselves. I love that. There's a section in the show called La Mami Chula. And women have come who, when you see the before and after, beyond the makeup or the haircut or the clothes, they have stories, many of them. I think most of us have stories with a lot of nuances. I mean, nobody has a life that's 100% beautiful or happy. That doesn't exist. And strong women, hardworking or with many hardships, with a lot of sadness, abandonment, you name it, illnesses. And I've had the chance to talk with them from time to time. And yes, I mean, really, if we start with ourselves, even with a small detail, like I take care of myself and worry about myself, and I'm going to do this for me. What do I like to do? What do I enjoy? Let's look for it. Let's dig deeper, because not everything can be bad. Do you like music? Do you like to dance? Dance alone in front of the mirror if you want. Do you like food? Why not? It doesn't have to be something gourmet, my dear. Why don't you cook something delicious for yourself? I mean, let's start doing things for ourselves. When you start pampering yourself, I've really experienced it myself. When you start to smile, regardless of who looked at you or who didn't, your kids, your family, who might not be going through the best time, or your health. But when you start pampering yourself, life really does look different. When you start to believe and are certain that you are valuable, you shouldn't seek approval from others. You need to recognize it in yourself. So I sometimes ask them, do you notice how beautiful you are? Do you see those big smiles? With just a little blush, some lipstick, a hairstyle, right? Those are little details where you find what it is that you want. I mean, if that makes you feel better, if suddenly those clothes you wear every day make you feel, I don't know, like you're not pretty, like you're not sexy, like you're not, could you change it or do something for yourself, for you? I think that's when a kind of rebirth starts to happen. A rebirth. And let yourself, give yourself a chance to be around people who are cool. I agree. Some people around us are always complaining. Why don't you start as well? Maybe you're the one who complains a lot. Why don't you start changing your way of thinking too and start being grateful? I mean, I've heard it a lot and I've put it into practice, and it's real too. I mean, we start changing the way we treat ourselves. Stop saying horrible things to ourselves. Stop criticizing ourselves And suddenly you'll find that life really can be better and it really can be beautiful. And yes, there are also people around you who value you, who can love you, appreciate you, comfort you, and fall in love with you. I often tell my daughters, because it can be hard. At that age, there are more and more people who don't want to commit to anyone. And with the kids, among the kids, it's like I go to the club, have a drink, make out with one, with another, or with one guy, another. And so there's no commitment. There's no desire to make an effort to write something nice to someone because they'll think, oh no, this girl is too intense. And you're just saying something nice. Telling someone you like them is okay too. And I tell them, if you exist, there are also guys out there who are on the same wavelength as you.
Of course.
I truly believe some people want to have beautiful love stories. If not, then it's better to be alone because at some point, when you least expect it, that person who will connect with you will come along. And it will be a beautiful connection. And you don't have to change anything. And you don't have to. Sometimes, yes, I also think there are people who are just lazy about it. Recognizing your character flaws and sometimes being a terrible person, it's still important to try. Don't just say, that's how I am.
Of course.
Right?
Sure. I'd also suggest avoiding the "that's just how I am" mindset, because that would be more egocentric and selfish. It's everything you said, which is perfect. I mean, I love it. And it's what really works for me. It's about loving yourself the way you would love someone else, or the way you hope someone will love you. But it's not just about saying, I love myself. What do you do for yourself? How do you treat and feed yourself? How do you sleep? And who do you spend time with? I always tell them, so that you know what self-love is, treat yourself the way you would treat a child. What would you give them? Where would you place them? How would you teach them? What would you remind them about themselves? Love yourself as you would love a child. And you'll see how afterwards, life gives you someone who is on that same wavelength, because life is a mirror. So you're going to resonate with people on that same wavelength and not with those who come from a place of hurt, fear, or control. And there's always something to work on, right? But it's going to be a little better because you won't see each other as there's no villain in the story. It's like, let's see how we can make it work. And if we can't, we part ways with love as well.
Yes, that's okay too. I mean, the point is that you take the leap. Honestly, I've met people who say, no, I've already suffered a lot. I've been treated very badly. I mean, well, we start protecting ourselves. And I say this about myself too. You protect yourself. You take care of yourself. That's it. When you feel a connection with someone, go for it. No one will think you're crazy. Oh, this crazy guy is saying things to me. I mean, obviously, also from a place of self-love, right? It's not about throwing yourself at or humiliating yourself for someone who doesn't feel the same way about you.
Of course.
However, and like you said about change, I see my father, who is almost 84 years old, who is a man with an ability to enjoy life and to live beautifully, and so on, that he too, at his age, has had to change many thoughts and many ways that he already had deeply rooted. I mean, at 84 years old, he even told me, I mean, when he asked me, hey, Andrea, is this true? He sent me a note. And then he wrote it to me. And then I called him. And I said, yes, Dad, we're starting, we're trying. He already knew about it too. And yes, at some point he told me, just understand that I've been living with myself, my mindset, and my ways and there are things that are a little hard for me. Give me a chance.
But what self-awareness? And then
When I told him, you've told me many times that I deserve to be happy. And so you can be at ease. Today, I am very happy. I'm with one of the people who has treated me the best in my life, who has been sweeter in my life. And you know him. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to see what will happen tomorrow because I only have today. Tomorrow, who knows?
No, so precious and true. I love it. Andrea, 3 questions to guide us toward the end.
No, get us another
Oh, how we love you here. With a hand wet from the ice. Many more, but if it goes on, let it go on. But I have 3 questions
It's 3 episodes.
that I don't want to stop asking you. The first is, do you think that when you free yourself from all these social expectations of marriage, children, age, getting married, you can love more freely?
Yeah.
Do you think the love you're experiencing now is more genuine? Now, it's different than before. I truly see it that way. Please clarify for me. What matters is how we feel together. Because now we're not chasing any goal except enjoying today, just like you said.
That's right. Well, yes, because in the end, I might be 20 years older than him, but he's not a kid either. I mean, he has had his own experiences and his own life stories. And at some point, he and I, when we were just friends, we're still friends, but now we're friends who also love each other in a different way. Bah. And we talked about that the sadness of maybe living in certain relationships that don't give you peace. I think that's also very important. I mean, people who keep you stressed out or make you feel like, oh, what now? They're not talking to me anymore. They're punishing me because they're mad. And now I know nothing about him or her. I don't know where to go, what to do, or if I should say anything. So now together we feel that. We feel peace. And what comes next, what we have, is from a place where we surrender ourselves. Absolutely. Thank you. Like they say, you just go for it. You just dive right in. Please don't take offense, since people get offended easily these days. It's not that, but it's a very common phrase.
Yes, it's a slang term, exactly.
And we go for it because we feel, because we're happy doing it. So yes, we love from a place where there's this freedom to be, to not pretend, and with a lot of respect for each other. Where maybe also the mistakes we made at other times, we try not to repeat them. And it's also beautiful to want to be a better person, to have a nicer relationship. And that's awesome. That's valid too. No, it's not about changing completely, but I do think we both bring out the best in each other. And we feel happy. Like I said, what will happen tomorrow? I don't know. Today is all I have.
That philosophy is beautiful. And I really believe it's a fundamental part of what makes it work. And that you have this new awareness or philosophy of life. Enjoy it beyond others' opinions, age, or anything else, because that's love. Love. It's full presence, joy, conversation, and connection. All of this. And for me, like for everyone who has seen you since the last interview I was able to do with you and the conversation we had, it makes me very happy to see the authenticity with which you live. You said you're focused on yourself right now. And so you applied what, in a way, you just recommended. Focus on yourselves, love yourselves in a kind, healthy way. And now you're living a beautiful love as a result of that. So, first of all, since I still have 2 questions left, thank you for sharing with us with such vulnerability. I know you've given me a special place in this process and story, and I really appreciate it.
Yes.
So, well, thanks also to the people who listen to us because, well, that's how we make a great team. And I have 2 more questions. Which one do you want first? The deep one or the more casual one? Which one do you want?
The really deep one.
Are you sure?
Yes. To close on a high note.
I like it. I like it.
About what?
I would like you to go back to your worst crisis, crying the moment and the point right before you got divorced. Possible. When everything was darkness, when you probably didn't even know where to go, believing that your life was already ruined, your relationship, whatever it is that you know you went through tell me a little bit about the scenario so people can imagine it. And if today's Andrea could travel back to that moment and say something to that Andrea from back then, what would you say to her? And where are you?
Look, there were moments of darkness and very difficult trials for both of us. Maybe the one I'm going to tell you about first, the one I'm going to share with you, maybe it doesn't have that much to do with what you're actually asking me, but it does relate to couples and love stories. When they go through really tough times, they can also become stronger, right? Either they break or they become stronger. It was really, really, really hard for Eric and me to get. And Mia came after 5 years of marriage, after so many things. I think that broke us a little too, as a couple. So, uh, um, one of my biggest dreams in life, ever since I was a little girl, was to be a mother. And so he supported me in this. He also wanted to be a dad. We had a pregnancy that we lost, and it was very painful. This affected us a lot as well, and we stayed together. So, fertility treatment, for those who have experienced it, is very exhausting, and it's also very sad. The waiting every month, hoping your period doesn't come, but then it does, and it happens again and again, and you have to give yourself shots in the stomach, and then and that he has to go to a nurse and here take a magazine, all of that wears you down. Come on, you're already ovulating, hurry up, go upstairs, get into the bedroom, have sex, and do it this way. It's very exhausting. It was very complicated for both of us. Um, both of my daughters were conceived through artificial insemination.
Look.
Well, it was complicated when we were finally able to conceive Mia. When we finally made the decision after several attempts in many different ways. Well, what we said was very beautiful because they would come up on the screen and choose. Now they actually choose the best looking sperm. They remove the slow ones. They remove the ones with two heads. They remove both. And then, well, this. And honestly, well, thank God, medicine and science helped us achieve it, and both of us succeeded. Mia turns 1 year old, we're going to do it again. Because we weren't willing anymore. But this really affected us a lot as a couple. We supported each other, but you do feel like there's a task to do. And then the desire and everything changes. So it was like saying that changing as a couple, the desire for the dream of becoming parents was very painful, very complicated, and very exhausting. When our girls finally arrived, and actually literally a year after Mia, we did the insemination again, except that the girl was born at 8 months. So they're a year and 8 months apart. That's how it was. We made it happen, and then we tried to recover. And in this excitement, in this happiness of becoming parents, there was also a deep sadness about us as a couple because we longed for a forever. And our forever now is our daughter. Our forever wasn't us, sadly. We are a different kind of forever as a family. But it was very sad and very painful. And I think for him, well, for the man too, sometimes we don't think about them. When trying to have children, you rarely consider the man. It seems like only a woman's concern. But for men, it's very sad and very painful. And sometimes it also has to do with like doubting. What's going on? No, I can't. No, and no, it was something for both of us. That was one of the hardest things we went through. And the reason we got through it, I think, was mainly because of our daughters. And after that, this other part, when he devoted himself to working a lot, I devoted myself to my daughter, and even lying in the same bed, sharing the same bed. And I'm sure that we both felt very lonely. And there was a lot of sadness because the sadness of knowing that you fell in love with that person to the bone, and that you knew that person was the one you wanted to grow old with. But you no longer feel like a couple. It's very painful. And getting out of that too. That hurts a lot too. A lot, I mean, for me, honestly, knowing and being certain, both of us, that we really weren't going to work as a couple anymore was super painful because even when we gave the news, you break down.
Yes.
It hurts a lot because you bet everything. But I insist, I feel that our story up to this day is a success story without a doubt. We lasted 23 years.
And 23. And without a doubt, it was a success because you had many good things. You had 2 daughters. And today, you are still friends.
Yes.
You still support each other.
Yes.
So, honestly, if someone says that wasn't a success, well, that's up to him or her. But if you see it as a success, then it is. And that's beautiful. But in that moment, when you were at your worst, like one day when you remember being so confused, and if you could go back today and say something to that Andrea, knowing how you feel today, okay, what would you say to her? What message of hope would you give her? Also, so whoever is listening and going through that can take it in.
I would tell her, be brave. Make the decision. Don't be a coward. I mean, be honest. When you realize it can't go on anymore, don't waste your time where there's nothing left to do. And what happens is that we also live in a society where we keep fighting and fighting and fighting. Sometimes it's because of what people might say, because you're a family for your children. I tell her to go for it. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. I tell her. To men or women who are watching us, everything will be okay. Sometimes we're constantly thinking that we're not going to get out of this. What am I going to do alone? What am I going to do by myself? What am I going to do without that person? Believe me, everything is going to be okay. I mean, sometimes it feels like we're stuck in the present moment that doesn't move and nothing is happening. But things do happen. Time moves things along. With your attitude, life keeps moving. Even if you think your world is standing still, everything is going to be okay. Go on, that's it. Enough. Go for it. It's okay. Just do it for yourself. That's what I would tell her.
I agree, and I'll go back to some things you said. Everything is going to be
Yes.
one day at a time, and life only helps. So from there, make the best decision for yourself, for the person you love, even if you're stressed right now. And obviously for your children, because they also pay for it, right? One way or another.
And we hurt them.
And we hurt them.
I mean, couples who are fighting all the time, who treat each other badly, or who say, it's for my kids. No, don't stay for your kids.
Yes.
I mean, for them to see you like that, it's not fair. It's harmful. And on top of that, for them, it's also an example of what a relationship looks like. Totally. Well, that's not cool.
Totally. Before the last question, which is going to get interesting, just let me give a few announcements. If you want to watch the previous episode with Andrea, which was beautiful, so you can see the full picture, we'll leave a button at the end of this episode so you can go watch it and connect everything we talked about. And learn from all of this, because believe me, the process you shared with us is beautiful. Also, remember that an important part of making sure you are well and that your relationship gets better or even understanding with love and clarity that it won't move forward anymore. Well, it's the inner work, it's the development of awareness, it's self-love. And well, I, as their mentor, am always looking to give them tools and things that can help them gain all that clarity and those skills that no one ever taught us. And yes, it's work and it does take effort, but it's better to do it than not to do it. So we're leaving the link in the description so you can check out everything we do. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you get all the other talks and give us a like so the algorithm can help us, recommend us, and more people can see this kind of content and get help. And now, let's continue.
Let's see.
Andrea.
Go for it.
Let's see.
Let's see.
I don't know. I have to ask first. Have you considered living with Luis? Or is living under the same roof no longer part of the plan?
Look, as of today, no. My girls and I live there in the house, the three of us. A lot has happened. Nina. For example, today, while we're recording this episode, they're in London because Nina, my daughter, has worked really hard. And so, well, it turns out that she auditioned to get into one of the best schools in the world, which is in London, an acting school. And well, right now she's over there. But Mia is also living her life, working, building her career. And yet, the three of us are always there for each other. As of today, I don't think so. However, we also spend nights together. That's really nice. I really enjoy his company and what happens in my space and in his. When we're together, I can never say never because life has already proven me wrong so many times. As of today, I don't think so. Sometimes I think it would be nice. Yes. However, no, it's not the right time. I think right now is not the time. I don't know. Okay, yes, sometimes I think I would like to.
Okay, I was asking you this because I care about you. Here comes the more controversial question, and I also want to know what people think. What would you say to them, just joking around, beyond advice or anything like that? To people who say, okay, I live with my partner, but we want to sleep in separate rooms. What do you think about that? Having our own space so he can fart by himself. I can do my skincare routine and take my birth control without anyone saying anything to me. What do you think about that? Or do you think that kills the relationship a little?
I don't think so. I think everyone figures out how they adapt and what works for them. I mean, because the bed can be for many things, right? There are people who don't like to eat. There are people who like to have sex not only in bed. I mean, I can tell you that it worked for my mom and dad. I can tell you that it worked for my mom and my dad. I mean, my dad snores so much, you wouldn't believe it. So you go crazy. I mean, my mom had fibromyalgia, which is a disease where, for example, when you sleep, you need to sleep and reach deep sleep. And if there's a noise, a buzz, or something like that, or a constant sound like snoring, it bothers you and it hurts a lot more. Your muscles get even more tense. I mean, that's fibromyalgia, right? I think it actually made my dad's relationship last much longer. But I think that's healthy depending on each person. I mean, in the end, that's what I always say. What is normal? I don't know. I mean, there are people who think that that we're not a normal family. Or that having a partner like this isn't normal. I love not being normal. I mean, if normal is people who have to yell at each other, offend, insult, and then break up, then I'm glad I'm not normal. If normal is living unhappily with someone and staying there just because they're your age or for whatever reason, well, no, I'm glad I'm not normal because I'm living something that maybe for many people isn't normal. But if for you, it's normal to sleep in separate beds and live under the same roof and it works for you, that's wonderful. Fight to be happy. And if that's what's normal for you, that's great.
I totally agree with you. Do you think so? That people at any age can fall in love again beyond that? Or I'm still talking, for example, about your dad.
Yes,
Yes?
yes, I'll tell him later.
Okay, you look very handsome.
I said, you look amazing. You're full of life, handsome. I mean, my dad is my example of love for life, you know? And when my mom died, he was the one who told me, get up, go to work, hang out with your friends, go to the theater. And 3 days later, I was doing a show. And I think that whoever is with him would be very happy. He is a man who to this day is super hardworking. He is very strong physically, mentally, and emotionally. He is amazing and he is very handsome. Well, I think he is very handsome. He always was. And I do believe so. Then I tell him, wouldn't you like that? Wouldn't you like to meet a nice lady who would pamper you, who you could pamper, who would keep you company? And even though he says no. And well, I respect that too. But I do think that I remember that Talina Fernandez shared with us. One time I met a man at the supermarket checkout and a man his age. Well, no, so what? And they fell in love. They would go out together. They had their intimate life and their love and their companionship, their company. And honestly, I think it's very beautiful. Yes, yes, love, love. It's very important. Love is important in everyone's life and not necessarily just romantic love. It's really great to be truly in love. It sounds cliche, but with life, with your kids, with yourself, with your friends, and with your work. I mean, how wonderful that you can do it. If you can do it, go for it, go for it.
Andrea, you are pure love, and that's why I love that you're in a beautiful relationship. Congreso, Tigre, may life always give you wonderful things like it has so far. Thank you for everything you share and for inspiring us with these talks.
Thank you.
And your heart is beautiful. So, well, thank you all very much as well. I love you, Johnny. And let's give him the biggest round of applause we can here with however many people there are. We love you. We love all of you. That's why we do this. Help us share, and we'll see you in the next.
Thank you.